Hi everyone, this is Stephanie here with creatingwithin.com, and I'm out here sitting on my balcony enjoying what's left of the sun that's shining on me, which I love, and I get a breeze every once in a while, so it feels great. I like to be able to enjoy the outdoors as much as I can, instead of being cooped up all the time in like four walls or whatever. Anyways, I'm here because I'm testing out my first video blog post. This is something I've been wanting to do for a while, but it's also something I've been hesitating in a way. It's a little scary to kind of put yourself out there in a new way like this, for me at least. But I know it's something I've been wanting to do, and so here I am. So I decided today that, you know what, like, no more excuses, just get up, turn on your computer, and test it out. You know, sometimes we just have too many excuses, and at the end of the day, we're in control of our lives, and we have nobody else to blame but ourselves when we don't do the things that we want to do. And that's just how I feel for my life. But anyways, so using this opportunity to just kind of test this out, I wanted to just talk a little bit about Creating Within and kind of how it even started. Creating Within for me is just a personal place for myself, really. It's a place for self-reflection and for me to kind of continue to grow and learn and just kind of put myself out there for myself. I never intended this to be a blog where I was going to post. How it started was I went through a huge transition about a year ago, and I made some major changes in my life. And through that process, I began to write again. Since I was little, I've always used writing as a mechanism to cope for whatever I was going through. So writing for me has always been like my best friend. So by no means am I like this professional writer, and actually I need to go take some classes. But writing in the sense of just writing from my heart and being completely, purely transparent and authentic, because for me, my writings have always been my best friend. It's a place where I can go and just drop all my feelings and emotions on paper, and it's not going to judge me, it's not going to talk back to me. It's just going to allow me to just be and to just pour everything out of the emotional body and release it into the material. And then also at the same time, I get to read back what I wrote and kind of do some self-analyzing, self-psychology, whatever you want to call it, psychoanalyze myself. But through the writing, I've been able to heal. So in a way, it's kind of been my meditation, because I'll write and sometimes I write all these crazy things that I'm thinking about, or if I'm going through really heavy emotions, I can just put it on paper and then go back to read it and be like, okay, Stephanie, like, whoa, what are you going through? Like, relax, or that's crazy, or no, or I find patterns, or behaviors or things I can change, or I see things that maybe at that moment when I was stuck in that emotion I couldn't see. So writing for me has just kind of helped me in a way to grow and better myself, because I can't lie, and I have to be completely authentic, because I can't lie to myself. So, and I think that's the biggest thing, because the work starts within, and it's when you can start being truthful to yourself and telling yourself the things that may hurt you, or you may not want to admit to yourself. When you can do that, then you can start to heal and change the things that you don't like. So for me, I guess this is what Creating Within started off as. It was with my first blog post, which was called, I think, Facing My Inner Self. It talks about my journey as far as like how I decided that I needed to end this relationship that I was in, which was something extremely hard to do. And for some, it's like, it may be silly, or it's relationships, but for where I was at in my life, it was a big part of my life at that time. And just the challenges that I went through, and also just a self-realization that in like 2 years since I moved to Atlanta, I had completely ignored like my spirituality and not given that kind of any energy. And it's weird for me, because I've always been somebody who's been very spiritual, and that is kind of the fuel that keeps me going. And I was so like a robot, stuck on survival mode, that I really like lost balance for everything else, and I wasn't balancing anything else in my life besides just work and my relationship. But so anyways, so when I decided to end my relationship, you know, I went through a lot of changes. I changed a lot of things, and one thing led to another, that obviously led me to writing. And through that, one day I just I had this voice that just told me, like, start a blog and post your first entry on this blog. And I remember thinking, I'm like, that's a crazy thought. But so many things had been occurring around that time in my life, like so many little synchronicities and things that I knew I couldn't ignore. And especially, like, I had reopened my spiritual side. So it was like I hadn't given that side of myself energy. And it was like when I opened it, it was like things were heightened to the 10th degree. So I would notice things like way more. And basically, I was like, well, why am I going to do that? You know, like, put my stuff out there. And it was just like, just do it. You don't even have to promote it. And so I did that. So I was like, all right. So I went on WordPress and I was like, okay. And then you have to look for a name. And effortlessly, Created Within just kind of hit me. And I was like, all right, I'll do that. And I just kind of posted, but I never really like promoted it for people to read it. It was just something that started for me to kind of get my stuff out there. And then I decided, something just told me, well, just start putting it out there, because at the end of the day, like, I feel that that's one of my purposes, is to kind of just, I love people, and I meet people every day in the line of work that I'm in, which is one of the reasons that I like it, although I'm not passionate about it anymore. I do love the fact that I get to meet amazing people every day, and just get to kind of talk to people, and you get to learn so much from each person that you cross paths with, if you give them the time to just hear them out, because we're all experiencing this reality different, and we all perceive things in a different way. So you can always learn from somebody else, because they see the world completely different from you, and that's okay, and that's the beauty of it. And for me, I always want to grow, and I want to expand, and I don't ever want to box myself to be one way, or, you know, people sometimes can look at you and judge you and be like, oh, well, I know how she is, she's like this. And I've never wanted to be that. You know, I always wanted to just continue to evolve and grow, and to, even with like spirituality, when I growing up with religion, for me, became very open for that. I was like, I realized that not one religion worked for me, that I couldn't box myself like that, and so therefore I can learn and can study a little bit of each religion and find truth in everything, and kind of make it my own, and find my own truth within those truths, if that makes any sense. So basically, Creating Within is just a place for me to express myself and to talk about the things that I go through, my spirituality, things that I'm learning. And it's a good way for me to kind of put my stuff out there. It helps me work through my own issues. And at the same time, I'm sharing a piece of myself with other individuals, and just like other bloggers do, which I have been able to like find so many amazing people out there who blog and who write about their own experiences and spirituality and personal development and art and paranormal stuff, which is great, because you get to see all these new faceted things that people are interested in, and you can always learn from somebody else. So why not? We all serve a purpose, and so I feel like Creating Within for me is my place to help me grow, but at the same time, you know, someone else can read it and be like, oh wow, like, this girl's crazy, or oh my god, like, I was thinking the same thing. I can't believe someone else out there thinks the way that I do. Because that's what it's about. It's about relating, it's about spreading love, compassion, and really just accepting one another, and knowing that it's okay if you don't see things the way I do, or if I can't see things the way you do, but to have the gift to be able to say, hey, although I don't see things that way, please do tell me how you see the world. Because even though it may not be my way, it's something where I can at least experience it for that moment where you're expressing it to me, and see and appreciate it, and not judge it, and be like, wow, like, that's just such an interesting perspective and a way to see something new, even if per se it may not be the way that I see things. And that's okay, because that's what we're here for. Life is about being different, and about us creating and evolving, and things never stay the same. Everything is always a constant change. So anyways, that's my little doggy telling me that he wants some food. Anyways, I just wanted to say hi and thank you for tuning in, and hopefully I'll be back with some better videos.